And a very good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. I am Todd Duke, Zach Roseman alongside, as well as young Josh Roseman running around here somewhere. They've been using him for all kinds of things. He's having fun and he's keeping him busy, so we will take that. We are on to game number 6 of the night. Supposed to be Collinsville versus Wasilla, Arkansas, but because of some big-time delays and the travel escapades of the Wasilla Warriors out of Alaska, they have just arrived, so they are here, and the game between them and Collinsville has been pushed to the next game, which is at 8 o'clock. So now we will bring you O'Fallon taking on Triad. All right, here's what we know about both of these teams. O'Fallon, 15th appearance in this tournament, and they are looking for their first ever championship. They are in the Southwestern Conference, so we are familiar with that. Ryan Munoz is their head coach. He's in his 6th year. 78-68 is his record. They're 11-1 this year. Their only loss is to Collinsville, and they're 4-1 in Southwestern Conference play. The Panthers of O'Fallon High School average 62.3 points per game, and their defense gives up on average 44.4. Triad, the Knights, making their 27th appearance in this tournament. They also are looking for their first ever championship here. They are from the Mississippi Valley Conference. Jeff Guidry is their head coach. He's in his 3rd year. He is 38-20 on the year, or in his career with Triad, and he's 5-7 on the year, 2-3 in the Mississippi Valley Conference, and the Triad Knights come in averaging almost 52 points a game at 51.8, and on the defensive side, they allow 50.1 points per contest. So, Zach Roseman, a couple of schools from this area, but not all that familiar with each other because we play Triad, I think, more than O'Fallon does.
Yeah.
And by we, I mean Collinsville.
Yeah, I mean, you typically see, Collinsville will typically play Triad. I mean, it's the next school district over. They'll typically play Triad, non-conference play. So, I mean, it's two teams that, they'll probably have been able to scout each other pretty easily, but I don't know that they've ever played each other before.
Well, I'm sure they have, but it's just not as often as one would think.
Well, I mean, one thing to keep in mind is the fact that up until about the turn of millennium, O'Fallon were really not that big of a school, and that really the population of O'Fallon has really exploded over the past 20 years or so. So, I mean, maybe they played more back then. That's not something that I would know for sure.
Could be. All right, so you know what we know thus far. We are going to take a break, and the national anthem is going to be played again before the night sessions begin. So that's going to happen next, and we'll be back with the starting lineups in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, fish, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they still cater. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and much more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses as well as delicious sides. Cafe Agape in Collinsville is the only place to pick up a K-Hawk sandwich or dog and the new Flamin' K-Hawk sandwich. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road. Give them a call at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. And don't forget to tell them Stewie sent you.
Todd Duke, Zach Roseman back with you from Collinsville High School, getting you set for game number 6 of the day. 2 more games to go after this. This one is between O'Fallon and Triad. And here are your starters. We'll begin with the Triad Knights. On the floor, they will bring out Drew Winslow, a 6'4" freshman, Jake Stewart, a 6'4" junior, Gabe Giacoletto, a 5'11" senior, Aiden Hitt, a 5'10" junior, and Lane Mansmith, a 6'7" sophomore. For the O'Fallon Panthers, they will bring out Tyler Looning, number 2 on his back, 5'10" senior for the O'Fallon Panthers. Jalen Smith, a 6'4" junior. Caleb Burton, a 6'2" senior. Caleb Randolph, a 6'1" junior. And Rennie Harris, the 6'3" sophomore. Brian Munez is the brother of the other Munez brother that won a state championship with E.J. Liddell and those Belleville West Maroons.
He won 2.
Did win 2.
Both Brian Munez and his brother Jeff, both Collinsville High School alumni.
Did I say his first name? Jeff, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, both Collinsville alumni, so that's kind of cool that they, Jeff got a couple of state championships as a coach, brother, looking for the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Munez has been there, and he's had some good teams. That 2020 team really probably could have made a run at a state title had it not been for COVID pandemic, and had the pandemic not happened, then the 2021 team probably would have been very good as well. And I got a pretty good squad this year too.
That they do. Only loss so far of the year is to Collinsville. O'Fallon's in the white. They're on the right side of your screen. Triad's in the red. They have white numbers on the fronts and the backs of their jerseys. The dark navy blue of the Panthers are noticeable in their numbers, trimmed in gold. Panthers across the front of their jerseys as we are underway. And Triad, they have the word Triad across the fronts of their jerseys over their numbers. On the wing, we're underway, and at the top of the key, it's Rennie Harris. Harris passes the ball over onto the far side, near side wing, to Caleb Burton. Burton off of the glass and in for 2. And that's how we get started here. Caleb Burton, the leader for this O'Fallon club, 190 points, 15.8 per game. Knights with the ball for the first time. Here is Mansmith. He gives it up now for Winslow. Winslow over on the wing, almost had the ball ripped out of his hands. And now a 3-point try that skips off the front of the rim right down into the hands of one of the defenders for O'Fallon. And here comes Jalen Smith, and we're going to have our first foul of this game, and it's going to belong to Aiden Hitt.
Yeah, Aiden Hitt, not a player that really I know personally a ton about, but I believe he's Triad's leading scorer, and there's some...
He is.
Yeah, there's
195 points on the year, 16.3. So he's played in 12 games just like Caleb Burton has, and Hitt averages a little more than 3/4 of a point more than Caleb Burton does. They play entirely 2 different teams on the road and at home because they're in different conferences, so not a lot of the same opponents you'll probably find on their schedule. I'm sure there's a couple.
I know
Burton on the run, and he'll dump the ball off to Looning.
I know one mutual opponent of them for over the course of the entire year anyway is Mascoutah. O'Fallon played Mascoutah earlier in the year, and of course Triad are in the same conference, so we'll see Mascoutah twice.
O'Fallon being very patient, moving the ball around and taking some time off the clock, and a big 3-pointer there by Caleb Burton. Burton now with all 5 points. And Triad looking for their first points here in this first quarter. They swing the ball over to Hitt. Back out to the top of the key now for Mainsmith. And over onto the far side wing. And back out to Mainsmith, top of the key. Over to Winslow. Winslow moves it around to the top of the key himself and gives it up to Noyes. And yeah, that was almost a travel there. I was waiting for the whistle. Little floater won't fall for Triad. Underneath the basket. Ball picked up by Jalen Smith. And Smith flies to the basket, off of the rim, can't get it to fall. Ball on the ground, and it's knocked out of bounds by Burton. O'Fallon.
Yeah, McGrady Noyes, number 13 for Triad. I believe that is the son of Matt Noyes, who was currently the principal at Triad Middle School, and I believe was the principal at DIS during my tenure there, which was quite a
so
while.
long ago.
Yeah.
There's hit with the ball.
Longer than I'd like to think sometimes.
Yeah, I hear you. Stewart at the top of the key. And he throws it over onto the wing now for Hit. Hit at the free throw line, lets one go, and Triad almost had their first points. And the rebound comes all the way out, and it's taken care of by Stewart after bouncing off a couple of fingers. Here is Winslow. He'll hand the ball off, and into the paint goes Noyes, and then back out. And onto the wing, Winslow with it up underneath, and the first points for Triad belongs to Manasmith.
Yeah, I mean, 6'7", just throw it in there. And
yeah, he's a pretty big dude.
Yes, I mean, 6'7", pretty solidly built.
Oh, yeah.
He's only a sophomore, too.
Yeah.
Triad team's a lot of big underclassmen.
Runs right into the big man, and the rebound belongs to Triad. Triad brings it up, Winslow brings it up, and a reach-in foul along to Rennie Harris. Harris will pick up his team's first. Now each team has one.
See Peyton Mueller come in for the Panthers. Guy we saw quite a bit for Collinsville, as Randolph will head to the bench.
Randolph is O'Fallon's big, thick guy they got out there. I was kind of looking forward to him and Manasmith tangling with each other down low, but Manasmith's been playing a lot out high.
I mean, Manasmith's a lot taller. I mean,
and he couldn't corral that one. It's a turnover. Mueller ends up with it. And here comes the O'Fallon Panthers. Into the corner it goes to Harris. Harris across the court to Burton. Burton baseline, but throws it all the way back out front now for Luning. And the soccer/basketball player throws it up on the wing for Harris, Harris. Now Mueller in the corner for three. Kisses the glass and the rim at the same time. Rebound belongs to O'Fallon. They set it up once again. Into the corner, Rennie Harris for three. That one hits the inside of the rim. Put back up, won't go in. And a tip ball finally falls into the hands of Harris. And another try from down low, and that one's good for Jalen Smith.
Yeah, I mean, Triad have come out early on in a 2-3 zone defense, and they're going to turn the ball over.
Second turnover.
Coming out in a 2-3 zone defense, and while it's succeeded in slowing O'Fallon down, which is, I think, what Triad are going to want to do because they don't have the team speed that O'Fallon does, you got to be able to rebound. And that's something that can be a struggle at times in the zone, but you got to be able to do it if you want to run.
Smith from just underneath the basket. He now has 4 back-to-back buckets by Smith after the first 5 were put on the board by Caleb Burton. Triad gets it across the line. It's tipped in the corner. Hit for 3, and he drains it.
Yeah, nice shot.
Sure was. And all the time in the world in that corner. Far side, upper screen, and there is a foul going the other way as Jalen Smith lowered the shoulder right into the chest of McGrady Noyes.
We will see.
There is Eaton Smith on the floor for O'Fallon.
He's been someone who's been a bit of a contributor. I don't think he played during the Collinsville game, though.
Donnie Whitfield in there as well.
Whitfield definitely saw some action. I don't remember Eaton Smith seeing much of the floor, though, during the Collinsville game. But from
Noyes.
From looking at stats, he's definitely been a contributor for this Panther team.
A.J. Mills waits to come in front of the scorer's table for Triad at the next opportunity. And there's a thrown away ball, and that's picked up by Smith. Third turnover for Triad. And here comes the O'Fallon Panthers once again. Onto the wing for Whitfield. Whitfield dumps it out back to the line for Burton. Back over to Whitfield, and a three-point shot that skips off the rim. And the rebound, jump ball called, and possession arrow in favor of Triad. First turnover of the game for O'Fallon. 2:46 left to play here in this first quarter. 9-5 in favor of the O'Fallon Panthers.
Yeah, I see Triad kind of a little bit of a smaller lineup. I mean, Mills is pretty solidly built, but he's 4 or 5 inches shorter than Manasmith was.
There is Noyes, and into the corner, hit with a prayer of a shot, but tips the front of the rim. Looked like it was on target, it was just a little bit too short.
Yeah, I mean, that
was an ill-advised shot there, but there's a turnover, and Triad will try to get that point right back. Here is Noyes, caught in the backcourt. Throws it across, and it ends up on Hitt's hands again. And another three-point shot from Hitt. That one also close to being on the mark, but it hits the fat part of the iron.
Seems like
and comes down for a rebound for O'Fallon.
Sorry. Seems like Coach Gidger's definitely given him the green light, as we'll see Gabe Giacoletto look to come in. And there's another steal.
Another steal, this one by Jake Stewart. Stewart dumps it off to Hitt. Hitt doesn't have to throw it very far, but he still can't connect on that one. And the rebound belongs to O'Fallon.
Seems like Hitt's kind of just rushing his shots early.
But in the corner it goes for Harris.
Bit of a, high pressure environment, kind of a big game. As big a crowd as we've had all day, really, which, it's not like either fan base has very far to drive.
No, not at all.
You could be at either high school in about 15 minutes, to be honest.
A.J. Mills picks up his first foul off the bench. He has one, each team with 2. And at the free throw line, it is Eaton Smith. Smith good on his first attempt.
We'll see Looning and Jalen Smith come back in for O'Fallon, and then Giacoletto in for Triad, as I previously mentioned.
At the free throw line, one more for Smith, and he makes both.
Looks like Triad even brought a little bit of a student section.
11-5, yes they did. Right below our location, offset to our left. Into the perimeter it goes, head fake, under the basket, get that out of here, says Smith. Trying to throw that up there on a wing and a prayer was Giacoletto, and with 90 seconds left, Triad will have another opportunity here. Stewart will inbound underneath of his own basket. And all the way out front, it goes to Winslow. Winslow dribbles his way over to the wing and then gives it up on the inside, thrown back into the corner. Here comes a three-point try. That one skips across the rim. And O'Fallon pulls down another rebound, and back the other way we go. And here is Looning into the corner now for Smith. Smith takes it out of the corner and gives it up for Whitfield. All the way around the perimeter it goes until it ends up in the left-hand corner on the near side. Back out for Burton. Over on the far side for Looning. Looning from the wing, gives it up. Smith drives, didn't have any room. Looning for 3, and he rattles it, but it won't fall. And there with the rebound, and that ball is knocked out of bounds. And you know that Jalen Smith was waiting for a call against Noyes. Noyes kind of smacked at that ball, but got more wrist than anything.
Yeah, I thought they were going to get Noyes or Giacoletto with the foul, but I guess they're just going to call it a ball out of bounds.
And there's another little body contact as well. And now we're going to have a timeout called after the split second that Triad had control of the ball, a 30-second timeout. So we'll step aside for that much time on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of K-Hawk Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go K-Hawks.
Back at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, 49.2 seconds to go. And it's a 11-5 lead by O'Fallon, and Triad turns the ball over again. And back the other way we go, and it's turned right back over to him.
Yeah, Burton trying to hit Eaton Smith there, and Smith wasn't really paying attention. I mean, that's really good vision as Mueller will come in for Jalen Smith. I mean, it's really good vision by Burton as he was open, but Eaton Smith wasn't really paying attention.
Here is McGrady Noyes coming up court. 30 seconds left. Bounce pass, and back to Noyes it goes. Over on the left wing, gives it up to Hitt. Hitt from the left wing, gives it up, and a pass over to Stewart, now back to Hitt. Hitt tries to come in from that left wing, no room over there, so he throws it up for Noyes. Noyes from the opposite wing on the right side. Now back out to midcourt, and that is Stewart. We're down to 7 seconds. Stewart dribbles and runs into Mueller, loses the ball, finds it again, and up underneath, Smith off the glass for 2, and it's 11-7 in favor of O'Fallon after 1 quarter of play. Second quarter comes your way next on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA Storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA Storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking, conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA Storage team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100.
Drink it in. Powerful, vibrant, nutrient-rich fuel for healthy, active, experience-rich lives. So you can be your best self, live your best life, and rule the day.
Back at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Todd Duke, Zach Roseman, Josh Roseman here as well. 1 quarter in the books, 11-7. O'Fallon leads after 1 quarter of play, and quarter number 2 underway. Burton brings it up for the Panthers. Over to Rennie Harris. Harris just outside the lane, gives it back up to Burton. That's blocked out by Hitt, and the loose ball pulled down by Noyes. Noyes brings it to the top of the key. On the far side wing, that's Winslow. Winslow dribbles and drives just outside the lane and has the ball knocked out of his hand, and it'll stay with the Triad Knights.
Yeah, I mean, I will say so far that this game has definitely been played at Triad's pace. I mean, O'Fallon aren't the fastest playing team in the world, but I think they want it to be a little faster than this.
Into the corner, the inbound pass to Manasmith. Now back out to the wing for Stewart. Stewart has that ball picked off out of midair by Caleb Randolph. Randolph gets it up to Looning. Looning fights his way in. Shot won't go. Rebound put up. Still won't go. Second rebound belongs to Triad. There is Stewart. Splits the defense. Almost forgot to take the ball with him. Gets it over to Hitt. Into the corner it goes. And a drive that was cut off. Noyes couldn't get any farther than that. Now a loose ball picked up by a slam dunker, Jalen Smith.
Now that's the first legit dunk. You can maybe argue that that's 3.
2.5.
Yeah, so that's one legit.
Yeah.
I guess we'll put it at 2 because we had like 2 half dunks.
Right.
And then this is the first real one.
All right, we'll go with that. Jake Stewart picks up his first foul for Triad, and for the Knights, their second. Wait a minute, they gave that one to the other number 2, Tyler Looning.
All
I don't
right.
know. How about that?
And
Looning steals the ball, says, "Thank you very much. Call me for a foul, will ya?" Inbound pass comes in from Stewart to Winslow, back to Stewart. Stewart head man's up. Back over to Winslow, into the corner for Hitt. Hitt for 3, and off the far side of the rim. Pulled down by Looning. And here he is with Burton. Bounces it into Randolph. Randolph back over to Burton. Burton almost lost control of the ball. Went out of bounds in the air, but it never did hit the ground out of bounds. So that was a nice try over there by head coach Jeff Guidry. Here is Randolph underneath, fighting for some hard points. Tipped back in, though, by Jalen Smith. Smith now with 8. And it's a 10-point lead for the O'Fallon Panthers.
yeah, that's one thing that Collinsville did really well. They did a really good job containing Jalen Smith, and he's having a good game, and they're up by 10, and that's a charge.
Stewart gets called for a charge as he runs over Caleb Randolph, and that's not an easy thing to do.
No, I mean,
He's stocky.
yeah, Randolph, not a small guy.
It's like trying to knock over a tree trunk.
Yeah, I mean, him and Manasmith going at it is.
Yeah. I was waiting for that matchup when I saw the size of Manasmith coming out of there. I'm like, okay.
I mean,
Randolph ought to have some fun. There's Burton with the ball for O'Fallon in the slot area between center court and the top of the key. 5:35 left to play here in this first half. 10-point lead for O'Fallon. A turnaround try by Smith. Has to float through the lane to get it. And then we have a foul against Randolph on the rebound by Winslow. Randolph will pick up his first, team's 4th.
Let's see Whitfield come in as Burton will have a little bit of a rest. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to see with the camera view that you all have, but this is really one of the nicest day one crowds that I've seen for a non-Collinsville game in my time watching the tournament.
Well, you know, Collinsville was supposed to be in the 6:30 game. Not everybody might have got the note.
Well, that's true.
And,
but
and you got people that are showing up early because Collinsville is playing next.
Well, I see a fair amount of red.
Oh, yeah, there's all kinds of Triad people here, that's for sure.
I don't see a ton of navy blue, but
sometimes that's hard to pick out amongst a sea of purple, though.
Yeah.
Kind of a darker color.
There's definitely
there
purple.
There is Winslow, three-pointer, and that's good. And Triad gets back to within 7 on that one shot. 17-10. O'Fallon with the lead. 4:45 to go here in the second quarter. Looning thought about a 3. Instead, gives it up, gets it right back. Now he will take the 3, and he'll rattle it home. His first three-pointer of the game. And Triad brings it back down, moving from right to left on your screen. Stewart with it near midcourt. 4:20 to go, second quarter action. Oh, and that ball is knocked back into the backcourt, so Stewart can go back and collect it, no problem. And he brings it up and throws it into the corner for Noyes. Noyes at the free throw line. Picks up his dribble and throws the ball away.
Yeah, we'll see Burton come back in, and Giacoletto will re-enter for Triad.
So Fallon inbounds right at the end of the scorer's table, where Chad Burgess fills everybody in on the comings and goings of this game and the players that are subbing in and out. On the wing to Looning. Looning over onto the other wing for Whitfield, and back to Looning for a three-point try again, and he swishes this one. Didn't need any help rattling that one home. Looning with back-to-back threes from different wings on the court. There is Stewart. Gives it up now for Hitt. Hitt drives the baseline, kicks it back out, trying to find Stewart on the wing, but the opposite number 2 picks it up, and that is Tyler Looning. Looning drives in, and off the bottom of the backboard, falls right down into the hands of Caleb Smith. And now Looning trapped outside to Burton, wide open for 3, and he drains it also. His second three-pointer of this game.
Yeah, 3 O'Fallon players with 8, as Jalen Smith, Burton, and Looning all have 8 points.
26-10 as we approach 3 minutes to go here in this first half. Here is Winslow. Winslow will drive, and he'll push it into the middle, and Manasmith couldn't hold on to it, but there's a foul called before that ball rolled out of bounds.
See Randall come back in for Jalen Smith.
Jalen Smith is the first player of the game to have more than 1 foul as he picks up his second.
And McGrady Noyes will come in for Winslow for Triad.
Winslow to the bench as the inbound pass is made into the paint. Noyes has that ball clamped on by Whitfield. Jump ball called. Possession arrow remains in favor of Triad. Collinsville takes the court next. Their players are watching this game from underneath the balcony on the opposite end of the court from where we are. Underneath, and Stewart couldn't do anything but knock it from one side of the backboard to the other via a trip across the rim.
Let's see, is that Wasilla over there? Or is that Granite City?
I believe that's Granite City.
Yeah, that's too many people to be Wasilla. Wasilla don't have that many kids on their roster.
Harris picks up his first points of this game for O'Fallon, and O'Fallon has extended their lead to 18 points. Here is Hitt. Hitt in front of the opposite bench, out front, and then over on the far side wing for Noyes. Works it up inside, but that's picked off by Looning, who read that one the whole entire way. Looning cuts across the free throw line, gives it up now for Burton. Burton in the perimeter takes the shot, but it's too strong. Goes out the other side for a turnover as it goes right into the hands of Stewart.
Hitt lost his shoe there for a minute.
Stewart gives it up for Hitt, who throws it into the corner for Noyes. Top of the key, and then back over into the corner for Stewart. Stewart into the paint, takes the fingertip shot, can't get it to go. Looning is there with the rebound for O'Fallon. 1:40 to go here in this first half. O'Fallon in charge thus far with an 18-point lead. And Burton with it on the near side sideline into the corner for Looning. Looning across the way back to Whitfield. He'll launch a 3 from there, and he'll drain that one as well.
O'Fallon are hitting their three-pointers.
Whitfield on the board for the first time tonight.
And that's helping them. It seems like whatever jitters typically
There you
habit O'Fallon whenever they come to Virgil Fletcher.
Gagoletto
They're
nails
not
a
here
three from
tonight.
the quarter. Gets that one right back.
Keep the lead at 18.
As we have 1 minute left here in this second quarter, 31-13. Mirror score up there from O'Fallon to Triad. Out front and to the half-court stripe, it's Burton, it's Harris, and Whitfield. They'll play catch for a little bit and wind some of this time down.
Yeah, they're going to try and deny Burton from getting the ball, which, I mean, not a bad idea. You want to shut down. You want to eliminate the opposing team's best player getting the ball. So
there's Harris. He's got his eye on that scoreboard down underneath us the whole way. He knows exactly how much time's left. Looning is over there in the corner right underneath that scoreboard.
They're probably going to go at about 12 seconds, typically.
Here is Harris. He'll drive.
Or
he'll
not.
pull up. He'll throw it into the corner for Randolph. Randolph back out front now for Looning. 15 seconds. Looning. He'll take it to the middle of the court. 10 seconds. To number 10, Whitfield. Whitfield drives baseline, pulls up a shot, but that's too far. Looning tries to put back up the loose ball. He can't. And there is Manasmith with the loose ball pickup. And at the buzzer, a three-point shot taken before we head to halftime by O'Fallon misses the mark, but it's 31-13 after one half of play in the books, and O'Fallon has the lead in this one. And we'll take a break and come back and have more numbers to pass along to you as soon as we get a hold of them. And that'll be coming your way here in just a little bit. Don't you go anywhere. This has been a fun night so far, and you're going to watch it all on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
In times of financial uncertainty, how can you stay on track? Call on someone who's invested in your success. In Collinsville, that person is Jason Regg, your Collinsville Edward Jones financial advisor. Jason Regg will work to build a complete picture of your financial life, including your unique goals and passions. Jason Regg of your Collinsville Edward Jones office plays a big part in the community and the Collinsville Unit 10 School District with his K-Hawk Educator of the Month award. To take care of the things along the path of you and your family's financial journey, call Jason Regg at the Collinsville Edward Jones office at 618-344-0252. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Brady Pest and Termite Management is your local pest control source. The Midwest offers its fair share of pest problems, and Brady Pest and Termite Management is up to the challenge. Whether it's pesky rodents in the cold winter months or ants, spiders, and other pests in the warm months, Brady Pest and Termite is your solution. And termites? Brady Pest is tops in the Metro East in termite management. Do you have unwanted pests? Then call the best. Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Call 343-1790 or on Facebook at Brady Pest and Termite.
The reviews are in. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville is a hit in the Metro East. Folks both local and just visiting the area are calling Old Herald Brewery and Distillery a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville is located at 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville and is home to one of the only restaurants in the state with their own brewery and distillery that produces some of the best brews and spirits in the industry. And the food? All created by an in-house chef using local ingredients that will please any palate. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville has daily specials for both inside diners as well as offering curbside pickup specials and family size specials. And don't forget to take home a bottle or a growler of beers brewed on site at Old Herald Brewery and Distillery. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville. Check their Facebook page for daily specials, online ordering at oldheraldbrewery.com, or give them a call at 855-8027. Do you have a big land improvement project that requires some outside help? Call Petroff Trucking Company. The Petroff Companies have been shaping the metro area since 1975. Family owned and operated, Petroff Trucking Company can do the job and do it right. Hauling, excavating, and grading, they do that and more. Petroff Companies also has roll-off dumpster rentals. They also specialize in dirt and rock sales. Petroff Trucking Company can help you develop your land for your needs. Petroff Trucking Company. Check out their website, petrofftrucking.com, or give them a call, 618-797-6100. Petroff Trucking Company, shaping the metro area since 1975.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud K-Hawk alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces and donates 25 cents a unit sold to first responder and military organizations to aid the fallen and assist with suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
In Collinsville, call Scott Allen at 618-346-1500. Calling all sports fans. Looking for a great place to watch the game with your crew? Look no further than the Lucky Fox Sports Bar in Caseyville. The Lucky Fox shows Collinsville K-Hawk sports on the big screen, plus UFC fights, boxing, Cardinals and Blues, and all of the NFL games with the NFL ticket and enough TVs that you'll be sure to find the game you want. And the food? How about Taco Tuesdays, Wing Wednesdays, plus burgers, sandwiches, pizza, steak, and more, including great drink specials and the coldest brew in town. And don't forget to try your luck at the Lucky Fox Gaming Room. Dine in and catch a game, or order carryout with the Lucky Fox. The Lucky Fox Sports Bar, 1101 Caseyville Road, right across the street from K-Hawk Stadium. Open daily at 11 a.m. Check out the Lucky Fox Facebook page for daily specials. The Lucky Fox, 618-855-9500. Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, your place for online auctioning. Go to ogleauctions.com to check out the week's items up for auction. Ogle Auctions deals in everyday items like board games, t-shirts, clocks, antique items, and more. To collectible items, anyone in the market for, say, a trolley? Or maybe you're into more treasure troves like vinyl albums, cars, or motorcycles. And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more auctionable items. Ogle Auctions of Collinsville. Auctions every Sunday at 7 p.m. Check them out at www.ogleauctions.com or call Kim or Mike Ogle at 618-218-2117.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, halftime of game number 6 between Triad and O'Fallon. And O'Fallon in the lead 31-13 at the end of one half of play. Leading scorer in this one, well, that is a shared topic. Tyler Looning, Jalen Smith, and Caleb Burton all have 8 points for O'Fallon out of their 31. Then after that, you have Donnie Whitfield with 3, Rennie Harris with 2. Peyton Mueller and Eaton Smith both have 1. Leading scorer for Triad is Lane Manasmith. He has 4. And then everybody else has 3. Gabe Gicoletto, Aiden Hitt, and Drew Winslow all have 3. Here are the rest of the numbers for you. As far as rebounds are concerned, O'Fallon out rebounding Triad 17-10. Triad has turned the ball over 12 times compared to 5 for O'Fallon. From the free throw line, Triad has not had a free throw participant, and O'Fallon, they are 2 for 2 from the free throw line. And what's really big is the 5 3-pointers that O'Fallon has made, shooting 50%. They are 5 of 10 from beyond the 3-point stripe, while Triad is 3 of 8. O'Fallon outscoring Triad in the first quarter 11-7. Came back and outscored them in the second quarter 20-6. You add all that together, and that equals 31-13. That's where we stand after one half of play. And we'll be back with the second half of play after another timeout here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Got vinyl, Rich's Record Emporium on Main Street in Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records, from country to hard-to-find jazz. And classic rock, it's always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium. Used vinyl by the hundreds, plus new releases by new artists as well as reissues by classic artists. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's Record Emporium. There, you can test out all the latest in audio gear, from top-of-the-line speakers to the latest in new turntables, plus amps, streamers, and all of the accessories like needles, belts, and more. While you're there, check out the music-related wall art, as well as t-shirts, record cleaners, and so much more. Plus, if you can't find it at Rich's, they will do their best to find it for you. Come check out Collinsville's only record store, Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in beautiful uptown Collinsville, 618-795-1333, online, richesrecordemporium.com. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside's all-star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Lakeside Roofing, celebrating 50 years of serving the metro area. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Todd Duke, Zach Roseman, Josh Roseman along as well. We're glad that you're with us. If you can't be here, you might as well be with us, right? Right? Am I right?
I mean, that's probably the best option.
Yeah, I would think so. If you're interested in the goings-on here at this tournament and you can't be here, then why wouldn't you be? So I hope everybody is having a joyous holiday season. And Happy New Year heading your way. So, yeah, not bad. We got some folks watching.
82. All right.
82 right now, but there's all kinds of people watching the playback from the beginning. So right now that's over 300. So we're doing pretty good over here.
Yeah.
Happy holidays to everyone. We're underway here in this second. Here is Looning with a three-point shot. That one skips off the rim, and the rebound belongs to Noyes, and immediately he is fouled by Rennie Harris.
That'll be his second.
Didn't take long to register the first foul of this second half, did it?
No, it didn't.
Here comes Jake Stewart. Stewart for Triad. Triad now moving from your right to your left on your television screen, computer screen, tablet, phone, whatever it is you're watching on. And then they ball it. A baseline shot that was intended for Manasmith was knocked out of bounds by Caleb Randolph. And the inbound pass will come in from Jake Stewart. Stewart all the way back out to the line for Hit. Hit then runs, throws it into the corner for Noyes. Noyes drives underneath the basket, off the glass for two.
Yeah, nice pass by Hit. And the lane to drive was open for Noyes.
Noyes makes his first 2 points of this game. Here is Harris, who dumps the ball off and then gets it right back after a couple of touches by a couple of different people. It ends up over into the hands of Caleb Burton. He gets it up to Jalen Smith. Smith backs up over onto the right wing and dumps it off for Rennie Harris. Harris into the paint, kicks it out for Burton. Burton from the free throw line works himself back outside of the perimeter and gives to Looning into the corner for three, and Rennie Harris. It's his first three-pointer of the night.
Yeah, Harris has been fairly quiet tonight. Tried to have done a good job guarding him.
34-15, O'Fallon extends their lead. 6:30 left to play here in quarter number 3. We're just underway in the second half. Here is Stewart, Stewart backs up, then gives it up for Hit. Hit finds Manasmith, and Manasmith couldn't finish. Gets his own rebound, and then he does finish.
Yeah, I mean that's what Manasmith's role is. I mean, get him the ball, and you can turn around and hit a layup. That's all.
Easier said than done, huh?
Yeah, it's not always the easiest thing in the world, but
no.
That's what Triad have him doing, and so far he's done that pretty well. I mean, he's got 8 points, so
yeah. Onto the wing in front of his own bench for Looning, and now at the top of the key, it's a ball for Jalen Smith. Smith gives it up, and now Randolph with it, and into the paint. He and a little fly and drive. Jalen Smith now into double digits with 10 points in this contest. 36-17. O'Fallon extends that lead. Here is Winslow, and ooh, watch out, folks.
Threw it into the fourth row. Luckily, in one of the
K-Hawk cheerleader almost got hit. She got a drive-by by that basketball, didn't she?
Yeah, I mean,
coming down the stairs.
That would have been a.
that had some zip on it.
Yeah, I mean, Triad known for producing some pretty good baseball players, but not sure that's what we're looking for here.
Noyes back to Stewart. Stewart in the slot between the center circle with the K-Hawk logo and the top of the key. Gives it up for Noyes. Back to Stewart. Stewart now up in the top of the key, and one dribble. He pulls it down and almost fell down in the process. Probably helped out by Randolph leaning on him just a little bit. And now Noyes into the perimeter. Brings it back out over onto the left wing. 5 minutes to play here in quarter number 3. And back to Noyes for 3. Swoops right out of there. And a rebound by O'Fallon. And they're already up the floor. Here is Burton driving baseline. Reverse layup won't go. Burton's on the ground, and the ball is out of bounds, and it's off of Burton. And it's going to belong to Triad.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I mean, gym's already pretty full, and kind of curious to see how many of these fans will stick around. Because, I mean, as
everybody should stick around and stand up and give the team from Wasilla, Alaska, one hell of a round of applause for everything they've been through to get here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And there's a drive underneath the basket by Winslow that didn't go.
I mean, there's. I mean, we've talked about it early. We talked about it earlier in the day.
We'll bring it up again.
Yeah,
there's a steal, and hit's going to come down, and he's going to turn it into 2 points. Aiden Hitt now with 5. You know, I'm sure that those stories will be passed down from generation to generation as far as those kids are concerned.
Yeah, I mean that's it's been if everything we've heard is true, then getting here has probably been the biggest part.
Yeah.
Forget playing a basketball game.
There's Harris to Smith underneath. Harris with a reverse layup that won't go. Randolph there with the rebound. He puts it back up, won't go. Gets his own rebound, puts it back up, still won't go. Now, who will go is going to be Randolph to the free throw line.
They're going to get Manasmith for the foul. That's his first, as we'll see
Each team with 1 foul.
We'll see Donnie Becker come in for Triad for the first time, and we'll see 3 Panthers come in. Mueller is one of them.
Caleb Randolph at the free throw line, 13 of 38 coming into this game, so only 34.2%, but he hit that one.
And we'll see Whitfield and Eaton Smith come back in, and we'll see Mueller come in for Randolph, looks like.
And back at the free throw line, Caleb Randolph. One more shot, good. And then Randolph will go to the bench, and Mueller will come in instead.
What is
42?
I remember something that you and Dr. McCluskey were talking about is how Randolph really hadn't been shooting free throws pretty well, but made both of them there. So
yeah, he did.
Curious to see.
No, I just said, he's 34% for the year. That's not good.
Yeah, it hasn't really improved from the Collinsville game. Well, I mean, I guess that's only about a week ago, but or a week and a half.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Here's Burton for O'Fallon. Over to Mueller. Mueller in front of his bench into the corner. Whitfield had that blocked out. Nice job over there on the block by Donnie Becker. O'Fallon keeps the ball. 3:22 left to play here in this third quarter.
Yeah, this is one thing noticing looking at the roster in a little more detail. This is a very young Triad team. Giacoletto is the only senior on the roster. And
here is Burton.
And he's not even a starter.
Whitfield back to Burton. Burton drives, kicks it back out to Whitfield. Wide open for 3 on the right wing and skips it across the rim. Rebound belongs to O'Fallon. They bring it back in and then back out. Rennie Harris over to Whitfield. Back over to Harris. Just outside the paint. Little dribble drive by Smith. kicks it back out for Whitfield for another three-point try. That one doesn't hit the mark either. This time the rebound belongs to Triad. Knights bring the ball up. Here is Noyes. Noyes outside for Stewart. Stewart to hit, flies, man. I tell you what, Aiden hit, he's got a lot of get up and go, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
constantly moving everywhere.
And one of those, one of those high motor guards that you see. I mean, it's one of the things you really like, and that's part of the reason why he's the Knights' leading scorer. Is that there's a lot of, I don't know if that energy is the right word, but there's a lot of motivation. There's a lot of
moving parts. Onto the wing for Whitfield. Whitfield, one dribble, gives it up to Mueller. Mueller has it top of the key, 2 minutes to go. Here in this third, that one falls short for Whitfield, and it belongs to Noyes. Noyes up to hit. Hit in front of his bench. Throws it all the way back out front. Mueller intercepts. Mueller comes forward with it, then loses control of it, finds control again, and now we're going to have a hold against Noyes, and McGrady Noyes will pick up his first foul.
Yeah, we'll see Mills come back in for Triad, as well as Winslow, as Manasmith and Hitt will go to the bench. And Jalen Smith will come back in for the Panthers.
1:47 left to play here in this third quarter. O'Fallon with the 38-21 lead. Looking to move on.
Take on the winner of the
nightcap.
The 9:30 game. Yep. This was supposed to be the 8 o'clock game.
Yep.
But it is not for...
Yeah, the bracket won't change, just the time slot did. And that was only to help out the team from Alaska.
Well, I mean, it's better than, unfortunately, and look at several other tournaments. Several other tournaments have had to have sometimes multiple teams drop out for due to COVID protocol. And
there's a little nice drive by Donnie Becker. Becker has 2 points. 1:05 left to play, 38-23 in favor of O'Fallon. Yeah, Coach Smith told me yesterday that we were the only tournament that had not lost a team. And he was bound and determined to keep it that way. He was working hard last night over the phones and the internet.
Making very, well, we've made it happen, and there are precautions in place, and it's worked, and we're able to have a nice full crowd and
a full tournament.
Yeah, and a full tournament.
Burton's going to hold on to the ball while time ticks away. We're down to the final 30 seconds here in the third quarter, and Triad's not going to come out and challenge.
Yeah, and, again, we kind of had this discussion during the MacArthur-Edwardsville game, kind of brings up the shot clock argument,
Well, we know that Collinsville's coach Darren Lee is in favor of it. He's been a proponent for a while. Here is Burton. Burton backs up, and with 5 seconds left, O'Fallon looking to make their move to end the third quarter. Into the paint, Burton gets a shot up, but a foul is going to be called with 1.4 left on the clock.
Coach Goodry not happy, and the rather large contingent of Triad fans not very happy about it either.
A.J. Mills picks up his second foul.
Yep, we'll see Hitt come back in.
Burton to the free throw line, and this year, young Mr. Burton, 70.8%, 46 of 65 coming into this game. His first trip there tonight, and the first one is off. Triad student body cheering section hasn't had a lot to cheer about, have they?
No. The cavalry, I believe they call themselves.
And normally, student body cheering sections do not sit down during basketball games, but during this tournament, they make them sit down.
Well, Collinsville usually stands, but...
And second free throw good.
Well,
everybody's sitting tonight, and at the buzzer, a three-point try hits the bottom of the rim. Off of the hands of Jake Stewart, and quarter number 3 is in the books. Quarter number 4 will be heading your way in just mere moments coming up on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for K-Hawk fans, before, after, or even during K-Hawk games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows K-Hawk games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, K-Hawk fans' pub of choice.
I just wanted to make my heart palpitations even worse. That's what it was about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure people will let us know if the camera does in fact go out.
My phone said that the camera had lost its connection, but that's not true, because here we are back and we are ready to go in this fourth quarter between O'Fallon and Triad. And Triad, they came back and outscored O'Fallon in that third quarter, but just 10-8. They didn't make that much of a dent. 39-23, and Triad turns the ball over right as we get the fourth quarter underway. Here are the O'Fallon Panthers and Jalen Smith. Smith with his 10 points, gives it up for Harris, and Smith gets it back. Drives just outside the lane, puts a shot over the basket, but Randolph picks up the loose ball, throws it up, can't get it to fall through the hoop, and then the next rebound belongs to Triad, and here is Winslow, and he is fouled on the way up.
Yeah, I mean,
that's going to be the third against Jalen Smith.
Yeah, they're going to get Smith on the trip there. That'll be his third foul.
Weird things happening over here.
All right.
Onto the wing it goes for Hit. Hit spins out of trouble, but that ball is into the backcourt, and that's going to be a backcourt violation. .708 left to play here in this fourth quarter. O'Fallon with a 39-23 lead. Weird things are happening on the screens here in front of me, so I don't know what's going on at your end, but on my TV or my phone screen, it's just lagging bad, but it's not doing the same thing on my laptop. Yeah. So that's weird.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Usually that happens on the laptop before it happens over on the feed, but I don't know. Into the corner it goes, and Looning for three. That skips across the rim, and there's Noyes with a rebound. Triad being out-rebounded 17-9 in this game. Here is Noyes, backs it up, and at the top of the key, he looks around and picks up his dribble, throws it into the corner for a hit. He'll launch a three-pointer. That one tips off the front of the rim and right into the hands of Caleb Burton. Burton works the ball up, and that one is out of bounds, put there off of the fingers of Drew Winslow. As
Giacoletto will come back in for Hit.
Old Gabe coming back in the game. 6:15 left to play here in this fourth quarter. Collinsville and Wasilla, Alaska, they take the floor next. O'Fallon.
Farthest drive that any team has ever made to be in this tournament, and we've had some teams. Had a couple of teams from Kentucky. We had Walton, Georgia, come up from. I actually was at that tournament.
Here is Smith. He dribbles and drives, and then over into the front of the scorer's table, gives it up for Rennie Harris. Rennie, R-I-N-N-I. That's how he spells his name. Over to Randolph. Randolph over on the right wing with 5:40 left to play, and O'Fallon wasting all kinds of time, and then Randolph falls down. Noyes picks up the ball as Randolph and Manasmith both fall to the floor at the same time. And Noyes gets a couple of more points. We have a timeout on the floor. We will step aside as well, and we're back in a moment here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking, conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. contact the GASA Storage team. GASA Storage at gmail.com or call today. GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Caleb Burton runs the ball across the court. Zags underneath, Looning alone, and he's fouled. And the ball didn't go in, but Looning is underneath the basket being helped up there by the Volunteers here at the school district. That is Brady O'Neill down there.
Collinsville High School alumni, member of the class of 2020, now attending SEMO, I believe.
Yeah.
There's a number of other Collinsville class of 2020 members that have made appearances at the tournament.
Looning at the free throw line. He is 15 of 20 coming in, so he's only missed 5, and he missed that one and missed him. Second one is good. 40-25 is our score. 5:10 left to play here in this fourth quarter. There is Noyes with it for Triad. Noyes works the ball up outside the lane, traveled with it a bit. No call on the play, though. And now Stewart tries to go in, and a foul is going to be handed out to Mr. Mueller.
It's only his first. Mueller's been
low foul game once again. We haven't had a lot of fouls in this tournament thus far.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, that's a welcome change.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously a foul's a foul, but you don't want to call a bunch of fouls because the more fouls you call, the longer a game takes. And,
yeah.
Well, we already started a little bit behind, so.
We made up for that, though. That usually happens in the lunch and dinner breaks, though. We'll make up for lost time.
Yeah.
Get everything back on schedule.
And the Lincoln game taking, an hour and 5 minutes helps too.
Hour and 5 minutes. Yeah. Ooh, there's Looning running into someone. No call. All the way out to Burton it goes on the left wing. Burton, he gets fouled from behind by Giacoletto. And for Gabe, that'll be his first. Congratulations to the Lady K-Hawks. They won in their tournament tonight over across the river in the MICDS tournament over Clayton. And along the way, Talisha Gilmore broke a record for Lady K-Hawk basketball with 24 rebounds in one game. And the old record was 22 by Barry just a few years ago, I think.
Raven Barry.
Yeah.
A little bit before my time, but definitely a name that you hear quite a bit about in regards to Lady K-Hawk basketball and, statistics holders along with.
Right. I believe that was 2006 versus Alton. December the 14th, no less. So in the same month.
Yeah,
and a job by Smith. Smith gets a couple more points, and Jalen is now up to 12.
Just 15 years and a few days.
Yeah. So congratulations to the young freshman, Talisha Gilmore. She also scored 16 points in that game as well and had 5 blocks.
Yeah, and, actually
what a night.
Wound up being a bit of a comeback from the article that was posted in the Post-Dispatch.
I haven't had a chance to read it yet. I had just barely enough time to post it.
Yeah, I read the first paragraph, and it said that Clayton were up by as much as like 13 in the first half. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, definitely a solid showing for the K-Hawks, and they'll play somebody tomorrow. I don't know exactly who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who won the other game in
their half
bracket. Yeah. All right, 3:25 left to go here in this fourth quarter, 42-27. O'Fallon with the lead. And a pass to Winslow, who gives it up to Stewart. Stewart drives, that's Giacoletto. He drives, get that out of here, says Smith. And then the loose ball picked up by Looning. Looning headmans it all the way up to Burton. Burton with an underhand layup. Can't get it to go. Ball comes all the way out onto the wing, and Stewart picks it up. He gives to Winslow. Winslow has the ball ripped out of his hands by Mueller, and it's going to stay with Triad.
Yeah, I mean, nice defensive play by Mueller. As Whitfield will come back in for Well, you can't play with 6. Somebody's got to go.
No, they don't allow that.
Harris will be the one to head to the bench. Looks like Hitt will come in for Triad. And he'll come in for Giacoletto.
Noyes will inbound underneath of his own basket. He'll do so to Stewart. Stewart, a no-look pass to Hitt. Doesn't make that connection, but it does make the connection up to A.J. Mills. And Mills gets his first 2 points of the game, 42-29. Panthers still have the lead with 2:45 left to play here in this fourth quarter. On the near side sideline for Looning. A bounce pass into Smith. Back outside for Looning. Looning gets double teamed, and they don't clamp onto the ball long enough for a jump ball call. And now we're going to have a timeout called by Coach Muniz and O'Fallon. And we will be back in just a moment here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from K-Hawk Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
Todd Duke, that's me. Zach Roseman, that's the other guy on the microphone.
Hello.
Little brother Josh is running around here too, helping everybody out, helping the crew here out, helping us out. He's been a big help.
There's a lot of people that go into making this tournament what it is.
Oh yeah, you ain't kidding there. And tell you what, Clay Smith was all over the phones and the internet last night, trying to rescue Wasilla, Alaska, from the cold confines of Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, it appears that. So, for those of you who don't know, Wasilla is in the Anchorage area, and so they got to the Anchorage airport easily enough.
Yeah, well, that's normal for them, right?
Yeah, they got.
There is Looning. He flies in, fingertip roll goes, and he will go to the line as well.
No.
Will Tyler Looning?
Nope, they're going to call a charge on him.
Are they?
Yes.
Okay.
So
that's the second foul for Tyler Looning.
So to continue the Wasilla story, they fly into Seattle, and a snowstorm happens. So they get stuck in Seattle overnight, I assume?
Yeah.
I don't know. And so they try and get a connecting flight from Seattle to Chicago, and their flight out of Seattle gets delayed. So apparently they had only about 10 minutes to get off of the plane from Seattle and get on the plane to St. Louis. And on top of that, somewhere along the way, they lost all of their luggage.
Big scramble for the ball.
Yep, and it'll be a jump ball.
Another timeout.
Possession will go. Oh, they're going to call a timeout.
Yep, timeout called by Coach Muniz and O'Fallon. So guess what? We're going to step aside again, and we'll be back here in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KHawkSports.com and the K-Hawk Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
Todd Duke, Zach Roseman back with you from Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Did you hear that little crack in my voice? Uh-huh.
It's been a long day.
I've got a whole big old bag of Hall's cough drops with me, so we're not worried at all. It's a fun 3 days, but it takes its toll, and Looning gets mugged over there on the sideline right in front of the O'Fallon bench. A double-team mug by Mills and Winslow. They're going to call it against Winslow. That'll be his first.
And Triad did have a foul to give, so now can't foul anymore, otherwise they will be in the bonus.
1:25 left to go in this one. O'Fallon looks as if they're going to move on. And now a foul against Hitt.
That's his second. And now Whitfield will shoot 1 and 1. Some intriguing matchups coming your way tomorrow. We'll be covering the main bracket game, the main 4 games. Those of you interested in watching the games in the auxiliary gym, that will be on the K-Hawk Athletics YouTube channel.
Yep.
It will be a live feed similar to this one, but
just no play-by-play.
Yeah, no play-by-play.
Some of you are probably going, thank God. 12 for 15 coming in was Whitfield, and he makes both of those. Collinsville and Wasilla, Alaska coming up next, 44-29. O'Fallon looking to move on. They will take on the winner of tonight's final game between Rockford East and Granite City. That ball is heading out of bounds, and it is going to go the other direction.
Yeah. And we'll see Becker come back in for Triad.
.109 to go. I'll be taking one of those cough drops here right after this game's over. Here's Burton.
Yep.
Burton.
Got 2 more tonight.
Yeah. Burton gets the ball up to Harris, and a attempted save there by A.J. Mills, but he just stepped out of bounds right when he touched the ball. 55.7 seconds to play here in this fourth quarter. 2 more games to go after this one, then we're back here. First game tips off tomorrow at 10 a.m., so we'll be on the air at around 9:45, Out to Looning it goes. Looning in front of the scorer's bench. He'll stand there until he's pressured to do something with it, and right off the bat he is by Donnie Becker. And Looning will run around, give it up to Whitfield. Whitfield over at midcourt. He drives and bounces a pass into Harris, who bounces it back into, that is Harris, who got a nice feed there from Smith.
And there's a steal.
Yep, there we go.
How many does Looning have? That's got to be 4 or 5 for him, right?
What, steals?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a...
I don't keep track of that stat.
Yeah.
I don't know how many he had in the first half. But he's going to the free throw line now. 24.9 seconds left. Tyler Looning, 1 for 2 from the charity stripe here tonight.
Well, he had 3 in the first half, and he's probably had a couple more. So, yeah, he could have 6. I think the tournament record is 8. I don't think he has that many, but
right.
It's still a solid performance.
And Looning
they didn't
makes
start
both.
Oh, there we go. Oh, they rolled the ball, and I was confused. Like, they didn't start the clock.
Here is Winslow. Winslow over on the left wing. Drives free throw line and had the ball knocked out of his hands by Whitfield, and Whitfield got more arm than he did ball. 15.7 seconds to go in this one. Inbound pass comes into Noyes, turnaround shot, and it's good. And a little pressure put on in the backcourt by Triad, but Looning will wait it out. And that will just about do it. As O'Fallon holds on to the ball, they will win here tonight by a final score of 48-31. That's going to do it for game number 6. Game number 7 between Collinsville and Wasilla will come up in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.